Jay Woods, who is a chief global strategist at Freedom Capital Markets, is here now to break it all down for us. Good morning, Jay.
Hey, good morning. It's great to be with you.
It's great to have you. You know, let's jump right into this. So
Sure.
Wholesale price data just came out about a half an hour
Yep.
ago. So talk to me about what the key takeaways were. How are investors reacting to this news?
Yeah, right now investors are just kind of okay with it. Everything came in line, no surprises. That PPI data never really tends to move the market because it comes on the heels of the CPI, which does move the market. And we saw some crazy volatility yesterday. And let's dig into that CPI number, shall we? Because that was a little conflicting for people looking for that 50 basis rate cut, which will the decision will be next week. There was a little cold water thrown on that narrative. It looks like we're going to get that 25 basis point cut because the numbers came in line. The headline number came in line. The headline number takes into effect everything involved in the CPI, including energy, which are gas prices, which did drop down. So they came in, actually, they came in better, 2.6. So they were looking for, it came in at 2.5. But the focus was the core. The core came in line at 3.2%. That didn't cool. And that was what we wanted to see, inflationary data cool a little bit more so the Fed could put their foot on the gas and then focus on the other part of the dual mandate, which is unemployment. Unemployment rose 2 months ago from 4.1 to 4.3, caught everyone off guard. It cooled back to 4.2%. So the trend is going the way where the Fed needs to kind of start to cut rates, but the way they have to do it, there's no rush just yet. And knowing Jay Powell and the way he works things out, he is not going to knee-jerk react and just start off with a 50 basis point cut. That would catch people by surprise. So the initial reaction yesterday in the market was a big sell-off. We were down almost 2%. We rallied. It was the biggest intraday reversal in the S&P 500 since November 2022. That's a very big positive. Technically, we held levels, the lows from last Friday. So we're seeing some good consolidation in this market, waiting for that next catalyst to take us higher or lower, and that could come Wednesday when the Fed makes their decision and Jay Powell speaks on it.
Yeah, you hit a lot of key points right here. So you just gave it all to me at one time. So wholesale price data, obviously you said that that's coming in, as expected.
Yep.
No real, market movers there, and investors were anticipating that. And you also were talking about the CPI data. So I mean, obviously the Fed is getting signal that they do need to cut rates. And you've mentioned before, like a 50-point rate cut. You've actually mentioned it previously on our show, the 50-point rate cut. So do you still think that that's the case, or do you think that might be less, might be more? What do you think?
I think it's very plausible. It's not out of the realm of possibility, considering they probably should have cut 25 basis points last time. The last time they met was 2 days before that unemployment number that took us by surprise. So in hindsight, you wanted to cut 25 basis points. But since that point, the market has kind of gone sideways, consolidated, and the inflationary data is trending slowly in their favor. There's no urgency. And what the market will be spooked by is, why did we cut 50 basis points? So Jay Powell telegraphs these moves. They're telegraphing 25 basis points. Right now, it's an 88% chance of a 25 basis point cut, where 2 days ago, it was a 50-50 coin flip. So traders are gearing for that 25 basis point and then anxiously awaiting what he has to say about what the next steps are going forward.
This has been, at the forefront of conversations on Wall Street this whole year, incessantly, as you said. But do you think that the Fed has waited too long to cut rates, or what do you think?
Well, they waited too long to raise them, and they got criticized for that. Jay Powell is somebody, and the Jay Powell-led Fed, they don't knee-jerk react, but when the time is right to move, they'll adjust accordingly. So, I think he could have done it last time. Is he too late? Hindsight will give us that answer. Right now, I could argue he is, but we'll see how the market reacts to that 25 basis points. But more importantly, not to the cut, but what he says the future rate cutting cycle will dictate. And then, of course, data point by data point at a time, the old Jay Powell boring narrative, but that's what gets us on edge. And that CPI number proved again to be the one number that causes more volatility than any other number in this market, seeing the swing down and then the reversal up yesterday. And technically, as a technician, that was great price action. So while we're not ready to take that next leg higher, given seasonal headwinds, election uncertainty, I think the crisis that we saw on August 5th has been averted for now, and the market will chop a little bit, and that's okay.
How do you think this late rate cut will impact next year, and how that will lay the groundwork for what we're going to see in the economy?
Well, it's only late if we see a negative impact in this market. What it would do, he's basically setting us up now. to see what we're doing for the rest of the year. The market is baked in that we'll have a 100 basis point cut. We have 3 more meetings. So if this is 25, that means a 25 and a 50 basis point cut are in the cards. Now, will he lay out that groundwork? I don't know. I don't think he will. I think we're going to get 2 rate cuts, maybe a third, maybe 75 basis points, but it's slow and steady, and that is fine. Anything over exertion, like a 50 point or a surprise, which Powell has not done, could cause a little market jitters. And if you've watched this market since the lows in 2022, it's been a slow and steady rise up, and that has been, one of the things. Jay Powell could pat himself on the back, not that he would, but on the way up, he was late, but he's done a good job of kind of telegraphing every move, and I think he's going to do the same thing on the way down.